Imagine a young mother, her body still aching from the raw agony of childbirth, standing alone in the sterile glow of a hospital room, her trembling hands clutching a cold, white urn she believes holds the ashes of her newborn twins, her heart shattered by a lie so vicious it would fuel her transformation from a broken girl into a force of vengeance. This is Chelsea Monroe's story, a blazing epic of betrayal, rebirth, and a family's desperate fight to reclaim love from the ruins of deceit, a saga that grips like a flame you can't look away from. In the opulent Caldwell mansion, where crystal chandeliers cast fractured light across polished mahogany floors, Chelsea, barely 20, navigated a world of wealth that felt like a gilded cage, her soft brown eyes dimming under the relentless scorn of Deborah Caldwell, Damon's aristocratic mother, who despised her lack of pedigree, her unfinished college education, and the swell of her pregnant belly, accusing her of ensnaring her golden son, a business prodigy nearing his degree, with a pregnancy she deemed a calculated trap. Deborah's voice was a whip, snapping daily. "You can't even wash a plate without breaking it," she'd sneer as Chelsea fumbled in the cavernous kitchen, or, "My son deserves a wife of class, not a nobody like you." Each word a lash that eroded Chelsea's confidence. Chelsea clung to Damon's warmth, his boyish grin and playful whispers to her belly. "Hey, little ones, Daddy's got donuts and bedtime stories waiting." Her only refuge in a house that smelled of polished wood and cold disdain. Yet even Damon's love couldn't shield her from Deborah's venom. When Chelsea, her knees trembling, revealed her pregnancy, hoping for a shred of acceptance, Deborah's scream echoed through the marble halls. "You got pregnant to trap him, didn't you?" The accusation pierced Chelsea's heart, and her best friend Ella, in her cluttered apartment that smelled of stale coffee and old books, urged her to escape, warning, "That which will destroy you, Chelsea. She's not your family." Chelsea hesitated, her fingers tracing her growing belly, believing Damon's promises that he could mend the rift between his mother and his love. But as her pregnancy turned high risk, the stress of Deborah's cruelty, her hissed insults, her cold glares, her accusations of cheating, drained Chelsea's strength, her body weakening with every barbed word, her dreams of a happy family fading like a photograph left in the sun. Labor came like a tempest, pain ripping through her like lightning, and as she heard her twins' faint cries, the world went black, swallowed by exhaustion and fear. She awoke to a nightmare. A nurse, her face tight with pity, handed her an urn, saying, "Your mother-in-law arranged everything." The twins didn't make it. Chelsea's sobs filled the sterile room, her fingers tracing the urn's smooth surface, her mind screaming curses at Deborah for cremating her babies without a final touch, and at Damon for not stopping her, for letting her be banished from the mansion with hospital bills paid like a final insult. Collapsing at Ella's apartment, the walls papered with peeling posters, Chelsea whispered, "I'll make them pay," her grief hardening into a vow of vengeance that burned hotter with each tear. Fueled by rage, she rebuilt herself, using an inheritance from Sand, a wealthy Canadian she dated briefly without love, to finish college, her nights spent studying under dim lamps, her days learning to wield wealth like a weapon, her heart a furnace forging her into a woman of steel, her eyes set on destroying the Caldwells who'd stolen her family. Years later, Chelsea strode into Caldwell Enterprises as its new CEO, her heels clicking like a metronome of power on marble floors, her tailored red suit hugging her frame, her auburn hair cascading in waves, a far cry from the timid girl Deborah had crushed. She'd bought the company, once the Caldwells' crown jewel, and now held dominion over Damon, who'd fallen from boardroom titan to a struggling executive, his face etched with the exhaustion of raising their twins, Bruno and Barbie, alone, their medical needs, therapies, medications, specialized schooling for their deafness, draining his wealth. Chelsea believed he betrayed her, unaware that Deborah had spun a lie, telling Damon she'd fled with a lover, abandoning their twins, whose bright eyes and quick hands were a painful echo of their mother. Chelsea's revenge was a masterpiece of precision. She wielded her beauty and authority like a blade, her low-cut blouses and confident smirks unraveling Damon in boardroom meetings, her jasmine perfume lingering as she brushed past him, her voice sharp as she issued orders, drawing every eye, including his, in a calculated dance of power that left him flushed and distracted. Employees whispered in the break room, their coffee cups pausing mid-sip, speculating about the tension between the CEO and her estranged husband. Unaware of the deeper wound, Chelsea thought her twins were dead, while Damon thought she rejected them because of their condition. Jill, her sharp-eyed secretary, saw Chelsea's armor crack in quiet moments, when she'd stare out her office's glass wall, the New York skyline blurring as she whispered, "I was a mother betrayed," tears betraying the pain she hid beneath her icy facade, her fingers tracing the edge of a photo frame she kept hidden, a sketch of two babies she'd drawn from memory. Chelsea's vengeance peaked in the lobby, where Damon knelt, his tailored suit rumpled, his voice breaking as he begged to keep his job. "I can't lose this, Chelsea." The twins need their medication, their treatments. But Chelsea, believing he'd never grieve their loss, laughed coldly, her voice cutting through the gathered crowd like a knife. "What happened to your generational wealth, Damon? Are you broke now, groveling like this?" The public humiliation mirrored her own years ago when she'd been cast out, yet her heart wavered, haunted by the urn she mourned over yearly in her silent, sprawling mansion, where she'd kneel on cold marble, whispering apologies to her lost twins, the room echoing with her sobs. At home, Damon signed to Bruno and Barbie, their quick hands and bright eyes a painful echo of Chelsea. Barbie's habit of tucking her hair behind her ear, Bruno's stubborn frown, both so like their mother he could barely look at them without aching. He hid their existence, fearing Chelsea's rejection, while Deborah fed them lies. "Your mother didn't want you," her voice dripping with disdain as she doted on Bruno, shaping his wariness, telling him Chelsea had chosen freedom over family. Chelsea, meanwhile, poured her wealth into helping struggling mothers, visiting hospitals to pay their bills, seeing her younger self in their tear-streaked faces, penniless, powerless, voiceless, unaware her own children lived just miles away, their laughter filling a park she'd never seen. The truth erupted in a hospital corridor, where Chelsea, there to cover a stranger's bill, saw Damon slouched in a chair, two children beside him. Her twins, alive, their wide eyes mirroring hers, Barbie's soft curls bouncing as she signed excitedly, Bruno's guarded stare piercing her heart. "Who are they?" she whispered, her voice cracking as Damon snapped. "You forgot them, Chelsea. These are your twins." Her knees buckled, the urns lie crashing over her like a tidal wave. Deborah had orchestrated it all, giving her false ashes to sever her from her family, a betrayal so monstrous it stole her breath. Chelsea reached for Barbie, who signed tentatively, "Mommy?" her small hands trembling, while Bruno crossed his arms, his trust poisoned by Deborah's words. In the mansion, Chelsea confronted Deborah, her voice a blade slicing through the air. "You stole my children. You gave me ashes to break me." Damon, his face pale with realization, banished his mother to a countryside home, his voice shaking with fury. "You destroyed my family, Mom. I trusted you, and you lied." Chelsea threw herself into learning sign language, her fingers fumbling through signs under the glow of a desk lamp, her determination unwavering as she sat with Barbie, whose gentle, "I love you" signs mended her shattered heart, each gesture a stitch in a wound she thought would never heal. Bruno remained distant, his loyalty to Deborah lingering like a shadow, but Chelsea persisted, her love a quiet force, bringing him books and signing simple phrases, hoping to win his trust. Damon admitted his failure, his blind trust in his mother costing them years, his voice soft as he confessed. I should have listened when you wanted to move out. I was young, stupid, loyal to the wrong person. Chelsea, tears streaming, confessed her role in his firing, guilt softening her vengeance. I wanted you to hurt like I did, but I didn't know the truth. In her office, they kissed, a spark of their old love reigniting, their lips tasting of salt and redemption, as employees like Alex, the flamboyant staffer, jokingly mourned Damon's unavailability, his dramatic sigh. No shot with Sir Damon now. Drawing laughs from the break room. Chelsea hired a tutor to master sign language, practicing late into the night, her heart swelling when Barbie signed. I liked sleeping beside you, Mommy. Her small hands warm in Chelsea's, her eyes bright with a trust that felt like a gift. At breakfast, Barbie's playful kiss signs made them laugh, her fingers dancing as she teased Bruno, who rolled his eyes but cracked a small smile, a sign of thawing. Chelsea reflected on Deborah. Not just her cruelty, but the family she'd inadvertently given her through Damon and the twins, a bittersweet truth that tempered her anger. She'd once been a villain, her anger a fire consuming all reason, but love now fueled her fight to rebuild, to be the mother she'd been denied. Hand in hand with Damon, the twins between them, Chelsea walked through the company halls, their laughter drowning out the echoes of past pain, the clatter of keyboards and hum of office chatter fading as Barbie signed. I love you, Mommy. And Bruno hesitantly joined in. Chelsea whispered to the twins nightly, I'm here now. Their small hands in hers, a promise kept against all odds, their warmth a balm to a heart once broken. Damon, once blind to his mother's schemes, now saw clearly, his love for Chelsea and their children a steady flame that lit their path forward. They faced the world together, their bond forged in fire, a family reborn from a lie's ashes, proving that even the deepest scars can heal when truth and love prevail, that villains are made, not born, and that Chelsea's journey, from betrayal to power to redemption, was a testament to a mother's unbreakable will to reclaim her family, her heart no longer a furnace of vengeance, but a hearth of love, where Bruno's slow smile and Barbie's eager signs lit the way to a future they'd build together, one sign, one laugh, one day at a time.